Welcome to my channel. Darren's Villaging and More presents Department 56 item 52879, Witch by the Light of the Moon. Complete repair and accidentally reimagined for 2025. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more. Today we have the Department 56 item number 52879, Witch by the Light of the Moon. Introduced in December of 2000 and retired in December of 2004. This figure is illuminated with a single incandescent 3-volt microlight in the center of the moon. This figure has a resin base and the tree is made of some form of vinyl. I was gifted one of these for my birthday this year and loved it so much that I bought a second one on eBay for $20 US for my secondary village. The problem is, this one's broken. As you can see, we have some wire damage here on the bottom, so come join me as I repair this piece and possibly reimagine it along the way. Let's start with assessing the damage. Welcome to the bench. Today I'm using my hairdryer to heat up the glue holding the wires in place, and then peel them back using a hook pick tool. Using high heat on the hairdryer, I'll wait for the glue to start to turn clear or shiny before attempting to pull back the glue and wires. Heating up this glue took significantly longer than I had anticipated compared to other Department 56 figures that I've worked on. Also, as of this moment, my only intent is to repair this item and not reimagine it. So at first, the damage only looked to be a broken wire, but the more I get into this, the problem is that the wire is broken in multiple places. I'm guessing that the figure may have been dropped or fallen in the past and someone grabbed it by the wires causing the damage. This project just went from fairly easy to somewhat difficult. The only option I have left is to completely rewire the figure. Let's go ahead and start by removing the tree from the base. Using my pillar candle holder and hairdryer, I'm going to heat up the vinyl tree to remove it from the resin base. Off camera, I have already used a bristle brush to remove the brown moss from around the base of the tree. This was a clever design choice by Department 56 as it hid all of the glue seams. Also, after previously working on the Department 56 item Lighting the Jack-o'-lanterns, which is a piece manufactured around the same time frame, I'm going to suspect that this tree is held in place with hot glue and a series of pins that go into the resin base. Using high heat and a pick tool, I'll work the tree off the base slowly as to not to damage the tree or paint on the base. After this is all said and done, I doubt I'll put back the brown moss as it doesn't quite fit my village aesthetic. Using a pick tool, I'm carefully starting to pry up sections of the tree base after the first round of heat. When I'm applying heat, I'm allowing 40 to 80 seconds of direct high heat before attempting to pry. The tree base itself covers the full length of the resin base, so great care should be taken not to lift the tree directly up. Going back and forth with the pick and high heat, I was able to work the tree off the base in about 6 minutes. So, switching up pick tools, you can see I am just about to free this up. The tree base is starting to come up. And I probably could have used a little bit more heat on that last pin on the very back, because this is exactly as the Department 56 item Lighting the Jack-o'-lanterns was assembled as well. So also in this process, the pumpkin did come off, and that's quite okay. We'll put him back later. So now we have it disassembled, let's go ahead and rewire the tree. To rewire this tree, I'm going to be recycling some 30 gauge wire from a previous Reimainged piece I had worked on. My normal 30 gauge wire is a bit too thick to make it through the tube that runs the length of the tree. The construction of this tree is a form molded rounded tube. If you look closely, you can see the seams of the mold on the left and right sides of the tree. This was actually my third attempt at getting the wires through the tree. The trick that I discovered is to push the wires, and the moment you feel resistance, turn the wires slightly to move forward. Patience is key when working with this tiny wire through this constrained tube. Now that the wire is through the tree, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the base. I've gone ahead and taken the pumpkin back on, but I'm going to take him off for a second and show you something. He was supposed to light up. there is a hole already halfway through the base. So let's go ahead and finish what Department 56 didn't by reimagining this for 2025 by adding an LED for our pumpkin. Welcome to my garage bench. A quick safety tip: when drilling or shaving resin, always work in a well-ventilated area and use eye protection. I have a vacuum off to the side to collect the dust and pieces that will go flying. I'm going to start by using a Dremel with a burr bit to see if I can work through the resin base. This didn't make it very far, as this is some very firm resin. Instead, I'm going to use a 5/16 drill bit to work through and then come back with a burr bit to widen the opening for the LED. For whatever reason, my camera did not record this section of me drilling the base. As you can see, the hole for the LED is in place, and I'm using the burr bit to open the hole and clean out any shards of resin. I'll also continue the channel from the bottom of the base for the new circuit. My plan is to use a 3mm LED. If I were using a 5mm LED, I would have drilled using a 5/32 drill bit. Now that the base is almost drilled out, let's take a look at some LED options for the pumpkin. For the first LED mock-up, we have a breathing style orange LED. Let me know in the comments what you think about this option. For our second LED mock-up, we have a flickering orange LED. What do you think about this in comparison to the breathing orange LED? Let me know in the comments. Let's calculate for resistance. Using a 3-volt power source and a 2-volt LED, I have 1 volt to account for. 1 volt divided by 0.02 milliamps is 50 ohms. To dim the LED slightly, I'm going to be using a 0.25 watt 68 ohm plus or minus 5% resistor. Let's wire the LED into the base. Now that we're back at the bench, I have been working on getting this circuit together. And what I've simply done is fed the LED through the base, and I am working in place with this because the opening that we created for the LED was not big enough for the entire LED to go through, but just the anode and cathode of the LED. This means the base is basically acting as a seat for the LED. Once I have fed the wires for the tree through the base as well, I will go ahead and secure all of the wires along the base with some low temp hot glue and scrape the surface level using a flat edge. Working the wires from the base of the tree through the base of the figure is quite an easy process, and I'm simply going to go ahead and tack the tree back in place because it does have that series of pins, and then I'm going to apply some more low temp hot glue to the tree in order to get it to stay in place. Now, if you're like me and you're working on small circuits, heat shrink is your friend. I am using a lighter versus a heat gun, mainly just to save my fingers and protect the resin of the figure itself. Too much heat could cause issues. Let's move on to securing the tree and completing the original circuit. Using my favorite low temp hot glue from Michaels, I have secured the tree back to the base. I'm just going around and applying positive pressure to the tree to make sure all of the pins are firmly seated within the base itself. And of course, I'll go ahead and get the pumpkin applied as well before we move on to addressing the wiring. Now that the glue has had time to dry, I'm going to move over to working on the original circuit. So as the new wires have already been fed through the tree, I still have the old wires attached to the light socket on the back of the witch. So I will simply take a look, go ahead and get the wires fed through, snip back the old wires, and get ready to solder in place. I'm going to try to keep this connection as small as possible so I do not have excess. I wanted it to look as original as it was, and if I can get everything done properly, I should be able to tack the wires down with a little bit of glue to the back of the witch, and no one will ever know. Nothing will test your patience more than working with microwire, flux, and heat shrink in a very confined space. Now that the circuit is together on the figure itself, the last thing I need to do is attach the power adapter. Now I'm going to be recycling the power jack from the original battery box that came with the figure. And it's a very simple process to do. All we're going to be doing is simply just breaking this down by pulling the switch out first, removing the little retaining nut, and then just start pulling the plastic pieces apart from the inside. It's a very simple process, doesn't take hardly any effort, as you can see. I'll get this wired up off camera, and let's take a look at the final reveal. And here we have our fully repaired and accidentally reimagined Department 56 item 52879, Witch of the Light of the Moon. So tell me, what did you think about this project? Would you have tried to take this on? Would you have chosen a different LED color? Would you maybe have not used the incandescent light in the moon itself and maybe done something else? Let me know in the comments. Love to hear from you. Now that this is complete, I can get it moved up to my secondary village, which is well under construction. Thank you for watching. This has been Darren's Villaging and More presents Witch by the Light of the Moon. Complete repair and accidentally reimagined for 2025. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more.